Okay, so we want to look at factorization here. In particular here, we're going to look at the common factor and factorization. And I suppose the common factor is what we're trying to identify what's common. So take this first fella here. This is 3 multiplied by x, take away. Now 9 is 3 multiplied by 3. That's what it is, 3 threes. So if we say what's common there, what's in both of them? Look, you can see 3 is common. So we're going to take out that 3. And what's left behind? When we remove the 3's, what's left behind? Look, what's left behind is x take away 3. So we have 3 into x minus 3. That's the factorized version of 3x minus 9. And that's a nice easy one there just to get started off with. When you get better at these, I want to say this now to start. When you get better at these, most students will jump from the first line to the third line. So this second line is not really needed. I'm just going to include it today so that you understand what we're doing. When I look at 12 and 8, I say the number that divides into 12 and divides into 8 is 4. So I say 4 times 3, and x cubed there, look, is x by x by x. The number that divides into 12 and 8 again was 4 times 2, and x squared, look, is x by x, and then we have a y. So this is a long way to do it. I'm just doing the first one or two like this so that you understand exactly what we're doing. Then the reason it's called the common factor is because we look for the factor that is common. So look, 4 is common, x is common, and there's a second x that's also common. And what we do then is we take out the common factor. So look at what's common, 4. And then x by x is x squared. So 4x squared is common. And then we think about what's left. So just read out what's left. Look, there's a 3 left there. There's the 3 sorted. There's an x left. There's a 2 left. And there's a y left. So we have 3x minus 2y for full marks, right? So I'm just doing these here, I suppose, at the start, just to highlight to you exactly what we're doing. Remember, when you get going, you might jump straight from line 1 to line 3. Right? You might jump straight from line 1 to line 3. So before I go on to number 3 here, I'd like you to try this one. Try this one. Let's see, 16x squared y. So let's try that one there now for a moment. We'll see how we get on. I'm just going to give you a second to do it. Okay, so what you might say is, what's the number that multiplies into 16 and 24? And hopefully you can see it's 8. So it's 8 times 2, x, x, y. And this is not an essential step now, but I find it good maybe to understand it in the easier ones, so that when you come to the more difficult ones, they maybe make more sense. So when we decompose it down like that, and now let's identify what's common. So look, the 8 is common. There's a common x, and there's a common y. So let's take out what's common, same as the previous example. Well, we can see that that's 8xy. And what's left then, look, 2x. Take away, look, 3y. So this is the common factor, the common factor. Let me look at something then, maybe a little bit, sometimes students would say this one here's a little bit intimidating. I would say, look, let's put in a little bracket here. And similar to the previous question, let's color in what's common. And look what's common, look. 2x plus 3 is common. So what did we do in the last question? Look, we took out what was common. So 2x minus 3 is common. And then we multiplied it by what was left. And what's left? Look, x is left. And 4 is left. So maybe it's not as hard maybe as you think it is when you dig into it a little bit. So that would be example 3. Example 4 then on the common factor. Let's line it up here and see what we think. So we want the numbers, first of all, that are common to 6, 4, and 10. And I think that's going to be 2. So we'll have 2 times 3, x. Take away 2 times 2, ax, plus 2 times 5, x, x. And I want to just emphasize again that you don't have to do this line now. This is an optional line. I like to do it because it makes it very easy to see what's common. Look, the 2's are common. Look, the x's are common. There's a second x that's common. Look. Right, so I find it very easy to visualize what to take out when I do it that way. So I can see there that I'm taking out, look, 2x squared. And look at what I'm left with. I just ticked them off. 3x. Take away, look. 2a. Add on. 5a by a. So that's 5a squared for full marks. So that's the first type of factorizing we have to look at. We've had 5 examples of it there, and that's called factorizing using the common factor.